Hey guys, Cleed here. I wanted to just make a quick discussion and raise some discussion about just tokens and WoW for now. I don't know if they are still needed. With the current looting changes, why tokens are still needed with group loot, and just the fact that it makes raid comps really weird for especially for pugs. And I've been doing a lot of pugging this expansion, right? I'm pugging all of normal, all of heroic, not really mythic rating, so just getting a pretty good, I would say, grasp of what raid comps have been looking like for people putting groups together. And for tier pieces, just to really quickly summarize, if you're not aware what tier pieces are, there's 4 tier tokens that are spread across 13 classes within the game. So for example, our token unfortunately has 4 classes on it, where everybody else has 3. It has warrior, rogue, monk, and evoker. And when you get these, right, for example, from Dathia, if you get the token, you right click it, it creates the gloves for you, right? And so why do tokens need to even be a thing anymore in the game? Why isn't just one token that every single class can use and share? Especially with group loot. One, you should just be able to trade that anyways, and two, it just makes groups really weird for it to be made. A lot of times in pugs, what I see is the group leader just doesn't invite anybody else from their token, other tokens are stacked. And even if they weren't inadvertently doing this on purpose, if we just look at the various class breakdowns of who is actually rating, the balance of these tokens are just wildly off too. So for example, here are the tokens, or I guess parses from Warcraft logs. You can see all the classes break down. I've looked at heroic, I've also looked at normal. If you want to just see the overall breakdown, I kind of summarized it here for normal and heroic. Obviously normal has way more parses, right? Over 2 million over the last 2 weeks. Heroic has 500,000. Not really a point in looking at mythic right now because the player base in that is so small, right? Let's just look at what the overall player base looks like here. Once again, there's 4 tokens here. This is the class breakdown for all the 4 tokens that are in each. And here you can see the percentages of how that breaks down. The token that warriors are on, 29.8%, almost 30% of the players. Similar to mage, hunter, and druid token. These 2 tokens are just completely stacked because nobody plays priest and paladin. And why are priests and paladins on their own token with just 3 classes? It's actually so bad that I think right now, even if you add, like even if you were to sub out shaman with the most popular class, which is hunter, I think it's been hunter for a very, very long time. So if you just took paladin, priest, and you add it to hunter, you will still come below the 600 kind of mark where you kind of need to be around 25%. It will still only get you up to 486,000 parses. So not really sure why it's so imbalanced, and why that, these are the tokens that Blizzard end up with. A very easy solution is there's no reason to have 4 different tokens. You just have 1 token for tier that everybody can roll on, and it gets rid of this class imbalancing issue, right? If we look at heroic, it's very, very similar. It's just the mystical and dreadful has like 1 to 2 more percent players, pulling a little bit from zenith and then a lot more from venerate too. Like it makes it even worse. So I think one, Blizzard should definitely address this because we know that there's no difference in how your raid looks versus what you get, right? Like you can have a raid of 20 people, no hunters, and a bow can still drop. Same with the token. You could technically make a group of only Zenith tokens and you can still get the other 3 tokens. So they should either, one, have your raid comp influence the token percentages, or 2, just get rid of them altogether. That's that. And yeah, let me down in the comments below, like, what do you guys think should be the solution for Blizzard's token problem? Or at least what I feel like is a problem when I join pugs and I see half the raid in my token, I just leave. Like, there's really no point when you're stacking the odds against yourself to get gear. The other, I just want to quickly look at, like, guys, this is Sims ran by this user earlier from Tar Mill. Who's designing Fury tier? Like, what is this? This is after the buff, right? So this has the Fury buffs where it increased the tier piece from 10% critical chance to execute to 25%. How is it after the buff? It is still the absolute worst 2-piece game. Like, there's nothing that's lower or the same as 1.3% here in this column. Like, can you imagine, like, this actually released way worse, got buff, and is still the worst. And it's just incredibly boring too. Like if you look at Fury, all you get is 10% more chance to execute. which admittedly is only a very, very small, I mean, this is now 25%, right? It's still a fraction of a talent that we have, right? Like you're not even getting the value from your tier piece of what a talent is. You're getting a small fraction of the Juggernaut talent. Whereas like, if you look at arms, for example, Mono Strike, which is an ability to use all the time, also Cleave, so it enhances both. Not only does it get originally the critical strike that we were getting, but it also got damage, right? Like there's damage and chance of critical strike by 10%. Like what? And then not only on top of that, and the 4-piece is even better because it abilities that you already use, they increase your damage and increase more crit. And because of that crit, it increases, right? It's just like, it all kind of works so much better together. Whereas sudden death, proccing more, I don't think does as much as they think it does. Because most of the time as a Fury, you're going to take Massacre. And so from 35% to lower, you're already executing. And execute is on a relatively short cooldown. A lot of times in execute phase, my sudden death just procs when my execute was going to be on cooldown anyways. Which makes it do absolutely nothing. Really, right, the only chances where if you press execute is proc sudden death, you press execute again. Cool. You got 2 in a row. But yeah, I mean, tier pieces for Fury just sucks right now, right? You're on the second most like crowded token, not by far, right? Like it's still insanely crowded, and your tier piece sucks. So like you're not getting it from like raids that are trying, because why would anybody give Fury the tier pieces until everybody else has theirs? But I just wanted to bring up the discussion. I'm getting a bit frustrated when I'm joining raids and I'm like, this stack and this class token thing is complete crap. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for checking the video. Feel free to subscribe to see more. See ya.